In this podcast episode, Jim Curtis shares transformative insights on manifesting change by addressing the core aspect of identity. He discusses the limitations of trying to create a new life without first shifting one's underlying self-beliefs and subconscious programming. The conversation explores themes such as forgiveness, emotional regulation, neuroscience, shadow work, inner child healing, and the interplay between science and spirituality as essential foundations for authentic manifestation and personal freedom. Jim Curtis emphasizes that manifesting new realities requires more than merely altering external behaviors like discipline, motivation, or habits. Without changing the internal identity, the ingrained I am beliefs that shape perception and actions, behavioral changes remain superficial and often lead to burnout or self-sabotage. People may modify what they do, but if their core belief still tells them they are not enough or unworthy, new achievements will feel disconnected, unstable, or unsustainable. Thus, identity acts as the fundamental blueprint that determines what reality one can create. Programming in the subconscious mind, often formed by early childhood experiences or emotionally charged events later in life, governs these identity beliefs quietly yet powerfully. Such programming can include self-limiting narratives like, "I'm not good at money" or "I'm unlovable," which unconsciously control behavior and keep individuals trapped in repetitive patterns. Becoming aware of this programming is necessary to start the process of release and transformation. Jim Curtis presents a practical framework for shifting identity and manifesting desired outcomes, which consists of 3 steps: release, align, and become. The release step involves uncovering and letting go of limiting subconscious beliefs through awareness exercises such as journaling, mirror work, and hypnotherapy. Align entails clarifying what you truly want and emotionally connecting with that vision in a loving, passionate way, fostering a state Jim calls blissful alignment. Become is about embodying the new identity at a deep level, rewiring beliefs and reinforcing new behaviors until they feel natural and effortless, like an organic blossoming. Forgiveness plays a pivotal role in initiating transformation and releasing old identities. Jim Curtis points out that self-forgiveness is the first necessary step, highlighting the importance of forgiving oneself for past failures, perceived shortcomings, or unmet expectations. Extending forgiveness towards others, including parents or anyone who contributed to one's wounds, is equally vital, but does not mean excusing harmful behavior. It is about liberating oneself from emotional burdens that keep the heart weighed down and the nervous system in a low vibrational state. Practicing forgiveness creates peace, lifts inflammation, reduces stress hormones like cortisol, and enhances emotional regulation, laying the groundwork for manifestation. One of the recommended tools for raising awareness and fostering forgiveness is the mirror exercise, where individuals face themselves fully, honoring vulnerabilities and releasing judgment. This somatic engagement helps in confronting internalized shame and encourages compassionate self-acceptance. Coupled with writing and listening through guided hypnotherapy meditations, these practices engage cognitive, emotional, and bodily levels to facilitate profound shifts in identity programming. Jim Curtis bridges neuroscience and spirituality, emphasizing that both are complementary aspects of the same process of transformation. Neuroscience addresses changing patterns in the brain and nervous system, the mind, whereas spirituality heals the heart and emotional body. Recent scientific advances, such as quantum physics, echo ancient spiritual wisdom. The observer affects reality, and all things are interconnected. For those skeptical of spiritual concepts, Curtis encourages belief in science as another pathway to understanding unseen fields of energy and consciousness that influence our manifestations. To cultivate a new identity aligned with abundance and wealth, Jim Curtis introduces the 3 Gs as daily practices. Grounding through emotional regulation enables grounded decision-making beyond fear or scarcity mindsets. Giving, even in small amounts, cultivates an abundance frequency, reinforcing that one has more than enough and inviting return flow. Gratitude maintains a high vibrational state, supporting wise decisions and patience. Together, these practices reshape beliefs around money, self-worth, and what one deserves. Digging deeper into identity transformation requires addressing unresolved childhood wounds and the shadows they spawned within the psyche. Shadow work involves acknowledging and integrating all parts of oneself, including negative emotions such as jealousy, anger, or fear that originated as protective mechanisms during childhood trauma or unmet needs. Inner child work focuses on healing specific developmental wounds, like guilt or attachment injuries, that continue to influence adult behavior unconsciously. By bringing these hidden elements into conscious awareness with love and forgiveness, individuals can release old survival strategies and author a new, empowered identity. Jim Curtis reveals that even highly successful individuals commonly struggle with subconscious beliefs of not being enough and imposter syndrome. Despite apparent external achievements, many live in fear of being found out or compare themselves negatively to others, creating internal tension and unhappiness. Recognizing this pattern and committing to identity work can free these individuals from the cycle of self-doubt and enable them to embody their worth authentically. Throughout the book and coaching process, Curtis employs a read, write, listen methodology designed to engage multiple pathways of learning and transformation. Reading provides cognitive shifts through carefully crafted language and neuro-linguistic programming elements. Writing exercises prompt reflection, awareness, and emotional expression, while listening to guided hypnotherapy sessions facilitates subconscious rewiring through visualization and relaxed suggestibility. This integrated approach supports sustainable identity change. Jim Curtis reiterates the significance of language in shaping identity, reminding listeners that whatever follows the phrase "I am" becomes a self-fulfilling reality. Affirmations like "I am divinely guided" not only calm the nervous system, but also serve as energetic declarations that align conscious will with subconscious belief. However, affirmations must be supported by aligned actions to reinforce authenticity and prevent internal conflict or sabotage. The discussion touches on the challenge many face between preparing meticulously to avoid failure and overthinking, which can induce anxiety and block flow. Curtis encourages embracing presence, service-oriented mindsets, and flexibility, recognizing that mistakes or apparent setbacks are part of a larger divine unfolding. Learning to let go, trust the process, and forgive oneself for imperfections is essential to cultivating a natural flow state conducive to manifestation. Scientific studies cited by Curtis demonstrate how forgiveness lowers bodily inflammation, boosts immunity, and reduces stress hormones. Similarly, gratitude has been shown to lead to more prudent financial decisions. These practices are far from abstract. They are life-changing biological interventions that raise frequency, recalibrate emotional responses, and open pathways for abundance and manifestation beyond the mental realm. Life transitions, such as changes in career, relationships, or roles, often trigger identity crises where old beliefs no longer serve and new ones haven't fully formed. Curtis highlights the need to revisit formative memories and subconscious narratives during these times, utilizing hypnosis or deep inner work to reframe limiting messages from parents or early experiences. This facilitates letting go of outdated identities and stepping into new ones with clarity and conviction. Jim Curtis stresses that personal transformation is an ongoing, nonlinear process requiring patience, courage, and self-compassion. While external results may be attained sooner or later, true freedom comes from healing the inner landscape of beliefs, emotions, and identity. He offers his book, The Book of Possibility, as a practical guide supplemented by hypnosis and app-based support, inviting anyone feeling stuck to embark on a journey toward deeper alignment and manifestation. At the heart of his teachings, Curtis shares three central truths: that you are inherently doing life right despite challenges, that kindness towards self and others is the most powerful force that keeps flowing back, and that maintaining balance, giving generously but not to depletion, is key to sustained well-being and growth. These principles offer grounding guidance for anyone navigating the complexities of identity transformation and manifesting a life of greater peace and possibility.